The newest Bedrock Edition beta has arrived. 1.18.30.29 is here, and it brings the first set of swamp update features to Bedrock Edition, such as the legendary chest boat, as you can see in all of its glory. Look at all this inventory space that we got here. We also got, like, the slightly less cool version over here. As you can see, oak boat with chests in it, and all of the different varieties that you would normally expect. These things are lovely. The Deep Dark has also been added to Minecraft Bedrock Edition, but good luck finding one, like, at all. They're basically impossible to find in survival mode, and we do not have the locate biome command on Bedrock Edition, and locate structure also doesn't work either, so there's basically no way of finding it at the moment unless you are super clever or cheeky. The Warden is still not in the game yet either. It is getting ready. It should be here in the next couple of betas, I would think. Not only does this beta bring us the Deep Dark, it also significantly buffs and nerfs the Allays, fixes some bugs, and adds the chest boats. So let's check out the chest boats first. All the mechanics are basically how you would expect them to be. If you stand on the ground and you crouch, then you can actually open up these things without getting in the boat. But as soon as you're in the boat, then you can open your inventory and bam, you got access to all of the chest slots. And yes, you can actually put shulker boxes into these boats. As you can see, we got shulker boxes with items in there, and pretty much every other way they function as a regular boat. Of course, you can also create a double chest boat using this feature, but we also kind of had those before as well, or the super janky double chest boat. If there's a rider in the front of the boat, then you can actually look at the back of the boat and open up the chest that way, so you don't actually need to get into the boat to access it if there's something else riding in it. And as normal, of course, we can put a lead on this boat, meaning that we can drag it around, bring our mob with us, and bring all of our items with us as well. This is going to make it so much easier to go exploring across the world, and of course, because you can lead them, that means that you can bring multiple along with you as well, and as long as you don't run into anything, then you won't lose them. So this might actually be like the best way to move mass amounts of items, assuming that your boats don't despawn or maybe get sucked down a bubble column or you run into an iceberg. I honestly think that chest boats are pretty awesome. A single chest boat can hold an entire inventory full of shulkers, and that is nearly 47,000 items that you can put in there. If you put a mule in there, that is nearly 73,000 items. This is probably about the best way to move absolutely massive amounts of items across the world with very little hassle. Even if you don't have shulker boxes, this is still super convenient. The crafting recipe is as you would expect. It's basically just a boat and a chest, really all there is to it. So this is a shapeless crafting recipe as well. You can put the chest and the boat anywhere on the grid, and that'll give you the boat chest. Now you cannot use a trap chest for this. There's no way to do that. It's incompatible. The chest boat is pretty similar to the chest minecart, so just like how you can put items into and take items out of a chest minecart, you can also do the same thing with a chest boat. As you can see, the hopper is putting them into the chest boat, and then they're going down into the hopper below. This means that you can kind of make like a four-way item splitter, because even if the hopper is over the front of the boat where the chest is not, it'll still technically put items into there. So if we grab ourselves a couple pieces of gold and put those in there, as you can see, they get split across these four hoppers. So now we have really easy four-way splitters using a chest boat, which is actually a pretty cool little thing. This is actually super duper convenient. However, as you can see, it's not quite an even split. We got 22 in there, 24 in there, 19 in this one, and then the one directly underneath the hopper only has like 4. So maybe that's a bug. I don't see why it should do that. Even in a two-way split, it's still uneven. 5 directly below the hopper and then 11 to the side of it. Okay, this is pretty cool. The boat's actually big enough that you can get it over top of 6 hoppers, so you can have one hopper splitting into 6 just by using a single chest boat. I'm way too excited about this. I don't know what I'm going to use it for, but probably for something someday. If there's a little bit refinement to this system, it could work out really, really well for a lot of different contraptions. And those aren't the only ways that chest boats can interact with hoppers. As you can see, you can boat into an area, and if there is a hopper underneath your boat, it'll actually take the items out of your boat and put it into the hopper itself. There you go. That's pretty cool looking. And you can also do this with a hopper minecart as well. So that is even extra cooler. So you can use this to create yourself a chest boat hidden entrance or secret entrance to a base, which I'm definitely going to do a short on. What you do is you have a secret renamed item in your chest boat. You boat into a little cave or something over a hidden hopper minecart, and then that gets taken out of the boat and activates some redstone. Bam! Then you got access to your cave base or something. So of course these things activate tripwires as you would expect, and they also activate pressure plates as well. However, we can't actually read how many things are in their inventory, I don't think. So a golden pressure plate like this reads how much stuff is above it and puts out a higher signal strength depending on how many things are on it. So a boat is just 1 signal strength right now. If we put another item on there, bam, that goes to 2 signal strength. However, this entire boat is full of non-stackable items, and it's only putting out a signal strength of 1. Now, with hopper minecarts, we can use the detector rails to actually see. So like one item puts out a signal strength of 1. If there is non-stackable items in there, that puts out a higher signal strength. If the golden pressure plates got updated so that they could read the inventory of a chest boat, that would certainly allow for a lot more advanced things using the chest boat. So of course, when you break the chest boat, everything that's inside the chest gets spilled out, and of course the boat and the chest also get separated as well. So you need to recraft your chest boat every time you break it, which is to be expected. Also, Mojang, listen, now's a great time to fix the bug where boats have 20 health, because this is ridiculous. This is a ridiculous amount of punching to kill a boat. And of course, you can also take them on ice roads as well for even quicker travel. You can also lead them and fly with them, which I definitely would not trust at all, especially because apparently they deactivate your elytra if they hit you. You can also send them across dimensions by sending them into a nether portal or an end portal, so you can actually get them across dimensions, making moving items even easier. And of course, they still end up with all their items on the other side of the portals. Now, you might have them end up in a portal frame or two because they're rather large and kind of wonky, but that shouldn't be too hard to work around with. There was a small addition in the previous beta that the devs forgot to mention, but it was officially mentioned in this beta's changelogs. So now whenever your shield is hit by an axe, it will be broken for a slight amount of time, and you won't be able to block using it. This is a parody feature from Java Edition. Now, something very peculiar about this is if I hit right-click, that same cooldown applies. Right-click affecting the shield. I'm sorry, I don't good enough. What do you think, sir? If you missed the last Bug Rock episode, then you may have missed that we now have copper goat horns on Bedrock Edition, and these come with 20 different types of goat horn and 40 unique sounds. However, these are not actually confirmed to really be coming in Minecraft 1.19, so these might actually be removed from the game, and they might not be. It depends on community feedback and how people are going to use these. So these are like a super experimental feature at the moment, and if you want to leave some feedback on the goat horns, then there will be a link to the feedback page down in the description of the video. There's been a few nice upgrades to the Allay as well. So for example, if you give one an item, you can no longer damage it because it is basically your pet. So that means that these guys are immortal from your attacks. They can still be caught on fire and take damage from the environment, etc. They're only immune to your attacks if they're actively holding an item from you, by the way. In other news, punching fire on top of a note block activates the note block. Is that supposed to happen? I don't think that's supposed to happen. Allays have also been pretty massively upgraded. Now they will actually sort items properly based on what they're holding. So if we give this guy an invisibility potion for 3 minutes, he's only going to pick up the 3-minute version of the potion, as you can see there. If we throw an 8-minute version on the ground, he is not going to pick that up at all. So now we actually have proper potion sorting in Minecraft, which is pretty amazing. We've needed this for so long. There's been no real other way of doing it. It also works with tipped arrows now as well. So we give them the 11-second version of the slow falling. He's not going to pick up like the 30-second version, for example. Of course, we can already sort tipped arrows, but just another example of the item specificity. Unfortunately, this doesn't quite work with enchantment books quite yet. If we give them any enchantment book, it'll pick up any other enchantment book in the game. So it's not quite there yet. It could be upgraded in the future. And if we had enchantment book sorting, that would just be absolutely godly of the Allay. Hopefully, keep your fingers crossed. It's not super specific, so if we give this guy an enchanted diamond sword, he's going to pick up any diamond sword, even if it's unenchanted or slightly damaged. So armor tool and weapon sorters are still good to go for the Allay. There's also been a huge nerf to the Allay sorting speed, so now if it throws an item, it has to wait 5 seconds before it can pick up the next item, which is terribly, terribly, terribly slow. And that is going to really, really, really hurt Allay item sorters. Before, it was basically as fast as lightning.
Fists of lightning, baby.
And it was fantastic, but As you can see, it's pretty bad now. This is a huge nerf. If it was like 1 second, that would be a lot nicer. Or if, you know, there's just no cooldown again, that would be great too. There's also been a world generation bug fix, so there will no longer be these huge underwater lava lakes that are not turned into obsidian. As you can see, this could generate in the world previously, and it's honestly kind of a cool thing to stumble upon, but it no longer exists. One of the last big fun bugs on Bedrock Edition has been fixed as well. So there used to be a bug where if you throw a healing potion at an animal or a mob right as it died, it would actually become immortal and glitched and it could not be killed. Now, this is still going to be in the game until 1.18.3, so probably another month or two. So if you want to get yourself some immortal pets or animals in your worlds, now is the time to do it. I've known about this bug for literal years. I don't know why I haven't made a video on it, but I guess I'll probably make one before it's finally removed. There's also another bug fix reversion where baby hoglins would not attack players, but now, as you can see, they attack players again. It's not really an issue because they don't do any damage. As always, if you ever find any bugs in these betas or in the main game, then let me know in the comment section down below and I'll turn it into a future episode of Bug Rock. If you enjoyed today's video, then of course drop a like or maybe consider subscribing to help us reach 500,000. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys down in the comment section and in the next one. And then there was silence.